Hello, everyone. How are
Howdy.
you? How's it going out there? I look tired. I'm a little tired today. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining us. It's William and Andrew here from Allegory Gallery, and we're in our home office.
I know.
You get a different background every day, y'all.
I know. I feel like we should have something like programmed with different backgrounds where we could it's like a.
We should have a green screen or
I
something.
know. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
More technology to go wrong.
Great.
So
Great. And then probably my skin tone, it would probably like vanish into the background. So it'd be like a hole here and a hole there and a hole there.
Right. So yeah, we have today. So we talked yesterday about pearls, and if you missed that, we hope you'll go back and check that out. There are still a number of pearls available. Many of the smaller strands, especially the stick pearls, a lot of those sold, but there's still large hole pearls. There's still the Baroque. There's still some of the Edison. There's one strand of the small stick pearls, I believe, still available. So there are a few things there that if you missed it, please go back and check that out.
Plus those big bigs.
The big bigs. And most of those will be coming into the online store soon.
Unless I keep them.
Unless Andrew keeps them. He might do that.
I've made my dragon heart known.
Someone called into the store and I wasn't there and they were asking about the pearls. I did not get to return your call. So if you're watching this,
it's always better to email us.
It is always better to email because we're not always there. We're not always able to, like today at the store was crazy.
And crazy
good today.
Not like we made like the money was raining from the ceiling kind of good, but there were a lot of people.
There were a lot of new people. So if you are watching, I know some people are watching maybe, who came in today, but we had, normally Fridays is when I try to take at least an afternoon off and do some other errands because I work 6 days a week other than that. And I try and take Friday when Jen is in for classes. I skip out a little bit and do some stuff. Jen needed my help today because the classes were overflowing. So thank you all if you're watching, or anyway, I'm just putting that thanks out into the universe for all of you who came into classes today. Jen said y'all were new people who've never come in before. We had probably 9 or 10 people at one point, and people were switching in and out from there. So it was really
that's nice.
It was nice to see this happening again.
It's nice after years of 1 or 2 people coming in,
or none with the pandemic. We weren't able to have classes. So we used to have a good group and we used to have nice classes before that, and it's been now almost a full year since we started classes again, and they're finally starting to pick up, and people are starting to realize, that they're there, that we're there.
Oh, good.
So thank you for that. So I had to go in and man the register because Jen was like, I can't teach anyone because I'm at the register the whole time.
Good.
So that's why I
make
said,
the money,
good,
Jen.
Good, right?
Make the money.
So, but Jen did a great job today.
Good job, Jen.
And plug for her company, JNT Creations. If you search that on Etsy, you'll see some of her wire wrap work, some of her jewelry. She also does
she has a face oil that makes me young and useful.
Yes, she has face oil. She has headache oil. She has deodorant.
I've been using the headache one a lot lately. Yeah. So I see a couple people have tuned in. Lots of people, actually. Michelle's watching. Hi, Michelle. Suzanne is watching. Hi, Suzanne. Michelle said hi to the AG Bead fam. Vanessa's watching. Hi, Vanessa. Norma's watching. Hey, Norma. Amanda's watching. Hey, Amanda. June is watching. Hey, June. Diane's watching. Marianne's watching. Julie's watching. I wonder if other Julie's watching. June says your live doesn't seem to appear on YouTube.
Oh no. Let me see if I can. Let's take a look.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Marianne says I follow Jen. Oh, William's mom is watching.
Hi.
Hi, White Mama. And Ann Schroeder is watching. I see people on YouTube watching. So
it says we are live.
I see people on YouTube watching.
Yeah, it says we're live now. There was a glitch in the beginning. It seemed a little bit weird, so maybe it just took a little longer to get there.
Other Julie is watching. And other Diane is watching. Jermaine, I don't think you have to worry about other Jermaine. Hi, Jermaine.
Please, everyone, hit that share button, hit that like and thumbs up. We like to see those. So does Facebook and YouTube. They judge us by that. So please.
Norma says, I have YouTube on my phone, but it won't come up on my TV. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they separate all those out, but it's coming up on my computer, on my desktop. So we are there, at least in the computer realm. I don't know about smart TVs. There we got one thumbs up. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Hello.
Hello,
one
Harry.
Thumbs up, friend. So before, I think I'm going to go off script, y'all.
Uh-oh. I didn't know about this.
But before we go on, I thought we should take a moment to address the elephant in the room.
Which many of you may have seen.
Many of you may have seen, but many of you may not have seen. Last night, we announced that we are leaving the Great Bead Extravaganza. For the past few years, I have served on the leadership committee, and we have been presenters in every single event.
And a founder.
And I helped found the group with Sarah. And I'm a little bit sad about it, about that chapter closing. But I also am excited about what is coming next. We have a lot of plans, and we're excited about that. There's a lot of rumors going around, unfortunately, that we were asked to leave. To clarify, we made the decision to leave, and it did take some people by surprise. But I think we've always been people who have had to follow our hearts, and our hearts were telling us that this was the time to explore new things and to see what we could do.
We have a lot lined up on our own plates.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to restart our podcast. We're trying to work on YouTube tutorials and work with various other artists and artisans and makers and bring more dynamic content. And so with all of that, it felt limiting to us and what we want to do to stay within the group. So we are expanding.
Yeah. And I have lots of love for people like Candy and Heather and Christy, and you know, it's a good, like, I don't wish them ill at all, and I hope that the community continues to grow and thrive. It has a very special place in my heart, and I would be, I think, more sad if it ended. And it's very emotional for me because we've invested so much time and energy into the group.
That's for sure.
And there is stuff that we've gone through that was a lot. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we had to do. And
when you sat on the leadership committee, it fell to you, a lot of it. A lot of people in the group didn't realize how much went on and how much of a...
Well, we won't talk about that.
No, but it's another thing that you know, a lot of people say it happens 4 times a year or whatever.
And that presenters, that's only 1 hour 4 times a year. But we met every month, sometimes multiple times a month, and it took up a lot of headspace. And I want to say also that I understand and acknowledge that it wasn't just the Andrew show or the Allegory Gallery show. Each of the presenters have contributed in their own ways to make it a successful community. And so I just want people to know, you know, I think it's one of those things where people have different opinions about how to handle things like that. And a lot of them feel as though if you kind of sweep it under the rug and you don't talk about it, that it will somehow be better. For me, I don't know, I've gone through so many life things where if you sweep things under the rug and pretend like something doesn't happen or that it's, pretend like it didn't exist, it causes more harm than good. So I would rather be open and honest about this and be upfront with all of you out there, because I know several of you we have met through the TGBE, and some of you have been longtime supporters who have also gone on to watch other presenters, and you all show up every time for the TGBE, and you've grown attachments and connections to those businesses. So, I just want to be clear about that, because for me, it would not sit right if suddenly I wasn't there or William wasn't there and there was no explanation whatsoever.
Yeah.
It would feel wrong. So, and it's not an easy thing, but I think one of the things about being a community builder is understanding that community is not finite. It's something that you can do wherever you are. You may feel like you're alone or isolated, but if you look, you will find your tribe. You will find the people who nourish your heart, will feed your creativity, and help your spirit soar. So if you are out there in this world and you feel alone or isolated, just know that you're not, and that if you want community, you can have community. And that has been one of our goals through Allegory Gallery, is to help build safe spaces for people. And we're going to continue to do that. So even though this chapter with the Great Beat Extravaganza has come to a close, we're not done yet. So
no, we're not planning to go anywhere.
No,
we're just planning to get bigger.
We're not going to lay down on the ground and cry and die. So, and I probably shouldn't say that because then I don't want to get flagged for whatever. But I think it's something that is important to say. And so, anyways,
so that's all we're gonna say about it too.
That's that. And there's a couple comments asking for a little bit more details about it, and I don't think I would feel right hashing things out, particularly because
we made this decision.
Yeah, I think it's also one of those things where dialogue is super important, especially when you have something like this that is so sensitive, and without the other people being present, like the other TGBE members, it would just kind of feel kind of lopsided. So
so we're out, but we're gonna keep doing great things. So stay tuned.
Don't cry, William.
Don't cry.
Boo-hoo. No, I'm excited actually.
I am too.
Because
it's gonna open up a lot of time to do the things we want to do. Now we just have to do them. So that was Winifred maybe who stopped by today asking about the pearl earring or the pearls, because I didn't get back to you, so I'm sorry. I was running around like crazy. But if you want a pair of the Baroque pearl earrings, you can still claim. Just send us an email letting us know which ones you wanted. I'm not going to have the Baroque pearls in the store. Andrew may take them back. So they may not ever come into the store. They may go online. But if you let me know from the video we did yesterday which letters, they were TP1-A through O. So if you let me know which ones you want, I think we still have a good bit of them. And let me know, and we'll go ahead and bring them in for you to have at the store when you come in maybe next week for classes.
Also, I think it's important to realize that we are spread across 3, if not 4 different locations. And so the online store is kind of its own entity, and it's out at the cottage. And so sometimes people will see things in the online store and they'll be like, oh, I want to see this. And they'll be in store. And then we're like, well, it's
not here.
It's not here physically.
It would take me a half hour to go get it for you.
So if you want to wait the half hour, we can do that. But
if I'm not there alone,
yeah,
which I am now.
So anyway, so just know that if you see something online, or during one of the lives, or during the online store, allegorygallery.com, that we Oh, he's pointing to. I was like, "What's he doing?"
He's going crazy
He's
now.
signaling to the fair folk. No, so if you see that, give us a heads up that you would like to see it in person.
What I always say is buy it online, put in your order that you want to pick it up in store, and if you have a deadline of when you're picking up, so Barb knows to get it together quick if you're coming in like that same day or the next day. And if you don't like it, you don't want it in the end, because it hasn't left our grip, we can refund it if you don't like it once you get it to the store. But
I say just buy it anyway. But that's
buy it anyway. But we know that you're coming in for a particular thing. Hopefully you'll want it once you see it. But when it's in store, and because we don't have things in store and people do want to see the things in the store and they stop in to see them, I always tell people just buy it online, come in to get it. And if you don't like it, we usually don't give any refunds, but it didn't leave our grasp yet. So we'll be like, okay.
Well, one thing is that those Baroque pearls are heavy. So if you pick them up and then you don't wear heavy earrings, they may not be for you.
And that's one of those things that if you saw the video last night, if you would have claimed them last night, I could have had them there for you today. So it's just those kind of things, you know.
Yeah, we are all learning.
Yeah. But we're happy to get you Baroque pearls because they're gorgeous.
I'll do it all day long.
And they would make lovely earrings.
I would be so delighted if my job was pearl picker. Like if I just got to
that's all you had to do.
Pearls. Well, maybe not all day long, because we have some lovely sapphires coming up, and I love sapphires. Could I be the sapphire / pearl picker? Donna's watching. Hey, hello. Donna. Susan's watching. Happy Friday.
From Soshi.
I let him say it because I always butcher it.
Soshi. That's how I was told. I hope I'm saying it right because I've been saying it how I think you told me to say it. Soshi. Which makes sense. Soshi.
Hello. I feel bad because I don't, you know.
Soshi.
I have to like keep saying it. I'm gonna stand in the mirror and
Soshi.
But hopefully it won't be like Bloody Mary or Candyman where you like pop out the mirror. But that could be useful.
I know. We find a teleporting mirror. We're gonna use it.
Oh my goodness. Bahamas. Anne says it's very good to know when your energy is better used elsewhere. I appreciate all you've done for and with the TGBE over the years. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just checking the time because we have our creative make-along from 7 to 9 tonight. So
I have a tendency to ramble, if you did not know.
So we want to make sure you get to see these sapphires before we have to launch into the creative make-along. Nobody's
ever accused me of not saying enough. If anything, people are like, that Bible length response.
Yeah, that Andrew, he never says anything is not something you hear very often.
Yeah, it would be surprised. I would be surprised if somebody ever said that. He doesn't use his words. That's me. I'm very, very quiet and never say anything.
In your words.
I use such brevity.
He's restrained in his words.
Have
you read an Andrew post?
LOL. Even anyways. So Marion says it's obviously time for you to move on to bigger things. Correct. I think so. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. You know, I think sometimes people don't like turmoil or conflict. And I shouldn't say turmoil or conflict, but changes. And for me, I don't necessarily think that change is a bad thing. It can be a bittersweet thing for sure. But it's also one of those things where if you continue doing what you're doing and you never try for anything else, you'll never find anything else. And I think I feel good about what we did in the TGBE. I feel good about that.
We helped a lot of people, I think.
And I think what we made together was very special. And I hope that it continues forever, you know. I don't know, and this is a little bit of a morose kind of thought and maybe not a popular one, but I know that all things have a shelf life. And when we first started the store, one of our mentors said, your store will last as long as you have energy for it. And I think that, I hope that it continues for a very long time because it does a lot of good, but I don't know,
We're also seeing a lot of bead stores close because their owners don't have energy anymore. And a lot of things are, going away because the owners or the people who run them don't have the energy anymore.
It's hard.
It's been a hard number of years. And that's one of the other things that led us to this decision is we have to have energy for us.
Correct.
And we have to make sure that this is the main thing. This
it's
keeps
kind
going.
of like the Edison pearls that we were talking about yesterday that are so beautiful.
Focus on that energy.
So sometimes if you have too many pearls in the oyster, it makes weak pearls that are not as good. But if you limit to your pearls in the oyster into the mussel, it will make the most beautiful pearl ever. So hopefully we're gonna have some beautiful pearls. If not, maybe I'll be like, I'll go beg Sarah for our place back. We'll see how that works. They'll be like, well, oh wow. Anyway, it's kind of like a breakup, and it's such a weird thing because I think people are when something like this happens, it's a very like us against them kind of thing. And I don't really think that that's the way we should look at it. It shouldn't be an us against them kind of situation. It should be like we're all doing what we need to do and to make the decisions that are right for us. Jennifer says, I'm sorry, or I'm so sorry. I know this situation has been stressful and emotional. I support your decision and trust that it's best for both of you. I agree.
Thank you.
Helen says, I got the impression that it was a lot of time and energy for you two a few months ago. It is.
Yeah, any big undertaking like that is.
And I know that I feel lucky that I had collaborators that we could share that responsibility with. And so that it wasn't just me and William, because I would cry gently into the earth if it was all up to me. And plus also like Neela and Kristen made beautiful graphics. And even though I'm an artist, I'm not a graphic designer. So
yeah, everyone put their sometimes hidden talents to use even. So it was good to see.
Yeah. And so Jennifer says, yes, and your tribe is here for you. Well, thank you. And I know that it's again one of those things where people are kind of sad about it, but I don't feel sad. Well, I do feel sad, but let's see. Helen says,
hey, Mom.
Vanessa says, on to bigger and better things. The future is bright. Correct. Carla says, the TGB is ending. I just got here. Andrew, you were one of the driving forces. So no, the TGB is not ending.
It just ended for us.
But Allegory Gallery has stepped away from, has opted out of participating in this group. So it's not ending. It's just not, we're just not going to do it.
And we're not the first.
I know, like
we're just the first founder.
It seems hard, but it's like Brenda, she left, and Tracy from Tierra Cast left, and it's like, there's no hard feelings on our end that they made the decision to leave. I just spent time with Brenda and just adore her to pieces.
Yeah, she's so much fun.
She's a good heart, and she cracks me up, y'all. I'm not going to say some of the things we talk about, but we laughed pretty hard and had a good time in Tucson and had dinner the other night, and it was a good time.
I know.
We stayed at this Airbnb where this dude was a yogi, and throughout the hours in the night, he'd go, and it was, at first I was like, is he inviting us for the sexy time? Because I did not see that in the description of the Airbnb.
Did not sign up for that.
And then I realized that it was like a thing. It's like a cleansing breath. And now I find myself doing that quite frequently.
Yes, you do.
And so you never know the effects that you'll have on people that come through your life.
Right.
So now I sound kind of like a cow sometimes, but that's all right.
Barnaby's on my lap helping now.
Helen says, you seem lighter and content with your decision. Yeah, it's easier when when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Susan says, I just wanted to say I enjoy being a part of this AG Live group. It's great being able to kick back several afternoons a week with my drink, visit with like-minded folks, and see great stuff. Thank you for all Barnaby wants to talk. He was like, you're welcome. Thank you all for doing what you do. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Susan's one of my ride or dies. She's been with us since before we had the store. Ye old blog. Karen says, hi guys from snowy Ontario, sending support. Well, thank you. Karen is a super talented lamp-work glassmaker and collector of vintage goodies. So if you are on the hunt for things like that, check it out. We first met Karen at Beat and Button several years ago, and one of our friends, Ann Choi, introduced us, and our mutual friend Ann Choi, who I adore with a deep and abiding passion. I think I slightly make her uncomfortable because I praise her
in your adoration of her.
I know it's a little bit weird because I'm like, Ann, I just love you so much.
Like it's so like I've seen people starstruck with Andrew. And then when Andrew turns starstruck, when he gets around Anne, it's so.
I know it's kind of
funny
weird.
to see.
Like when a long time ago, we were going to go to her. She's going to come and visit us when we were in North Carolina, and we like jumped up and down, and we're so excited. And then she was like, nobody's ever actually jumped up and down. When they found out I was going to visit them, and I was like, it's me. It's me.
I will do it.
Carla says, well, that said, I take notes when Andrew's on.
We're
Carla,
give you lots of
I'm not gone
notes.
forever. It's not like I've been removed of my mouth.
Give us more time to do more tutorials and more things.
I know your pen and paper is going to be hot from taking so many notes.
I think we're even going to get Jen to do some tutorials with us. She's agreed to that.
I know it's kind of too soon to talk about what we're going to do next, because some of the secret plans are in the infancy. And like, we did not plan to leave necessarily. It's something that has been kind of building up, but it's not something that we're going to leave on this day, or this day, because I probably would have prepared a little bit better for that. But
the situation came and we decided it was time.
Yeah, our heart said, it's time, y'all.
We're done here.
Who's ready for the next chapter? Marion says, you are the picker. I know, but imagine if I could do that like all day. I would just be like, look at this.
Just send them to me and say, William, sell these. William, sell these.
Maybe.
As he picks them.
Michelle says, AG still has their own lives, just separate now. Correct.
Yep. And back to the way it was.
Back before. I had some beautiful words in my throat hole, but they didn't come out.
Barnaby is just going all for
I know
he's
I would show you, but that would be like a crotch shot. And plus, I'm wearing pajama bottoms, so
he's being adorable though.
It's very, very cute. Just trust us. It's very cute.
I don't get to spend as much time during this time at home with him.
Donna says, hello all. Had a wonderful time at the shop.
That was Donna who came in today.
Oh, thank you, Donna. If you come in and you know you're going to come in, let me know and I'll try to swing by.
Yeah, Andrew likes to meet you too.
Yeah, even though I'm isolated from the store now because I work mostly from home or from the cottage, I still like to meet people. So if you know and you give me enough time, heads up, like Helen, she stopped by. We had an impromptu ring making, and if I know well enough in advance and I can clear my schedule, then I'll do it. And so
we better get showing.
I know
we're down to almost an hour only. It takes.
I know. Susan says I was trained to be a conflict avoider. Maybe that wasn't a great idea. You know what? I think it's important to know that about yourself so that you can make the decisions that are right for you.
I often do too. I'm a peacemaker.
William was a peacemaker. He's, I guess, more riled up since he's met me. And is more.
There was this time in my life that I was a very, like if the customer service needed to be called, my mom asked me to call them. And then I worked customer service and I became a server. And then I was on the other end. And I was like, maybe shouldn't do that so much. And then I calmed down and now I try to be a peacemaker, but I often take a lot in and don't let a lot out. So I understand.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. It's getting better with Andrew. He's showing me how to let go of these words sometimes.
What have I done?
For better or worse for him.
What have I done? Anyways, Donna says, I hope y'all continue to prosper in what you do. I think we will. There was somebody who said, you are letting go of a huge financial opportunity. But you know what? We do our numbers and we do our numbers frequently. And so we know how much we pull in from different things and revenue sources. So,
and what some people think is a huge financial thing is not always.
So it is what it is. So I don't think we'll lose too much. You never know. You never know. Maybe everybody will think we're dried up and never watch us ever again. But hopefully,
44 of you are watching right now.
Hopefully
so thank
not.
You. And hit those likes.
William is good about
hit
that.
Hit those shares, please. We need y'all more than ever now that we're not a part of a 12,000 people group.
I know we got our little cozy nest of folks. But you know what? It's not about numbers.
Y'all are the good folks.
I think it's good to have like a huge number, but I would rather be at an intimate party than like at a huge, like if I had a choice, I would rather hang out.
Party with people or go to a rave. Which one are you going to do?
A massive concert and Aunt Choi there, or an intimate dinner with Aunt Choi. I'll pick intimate dinner. Right. So that's kind of my feeling on that.
Yeah, the numbers look good for social media because everyone judges everyone by how many people they have. But y'all have kept us going. That's what matters.
Nancy says we all need to do what is best for ourselves and respect others' decisions. Correct. I agree. Barnaby. Gilbert too. He's over there.
Gilbert, is he in the other seat?
He was doing neighborhood watch.
Yeah, he was doing neighborhood watch out the window. Now he's resting in his chair.
Marianne says, "Is that cinnamon typing, Suzanne?"
I know, right?
The love letters.
The love letters. Barnaby, you have a admirer, huh?
Just less than secret. He's like this.
Yeah, his little hand is going like this right now.
Mm-hmm.
He knows.
He's flexing his cuteness. Diane says it's okay to be sad and also appreciate the positives at the same time. I agree.
It's true.
I think it's one of those things where I weigh a lot of decisions and I roll them around in my mind, and I feel almost like they're tumbled C class where, and maybe this is bad. Maybe this is a sign of anxiety or something. I don't know. Don't diagnose me, y'all. I don't need to know. No, but I think a lot and very deeply about things. And I try to look at things from every single angle possible. And this is not just about life decisions, it's also about learning about stuff. Um, Believe it or not, I'm a pretty slow learner. Just ask she about that. Um, and I'm a slow learner. And so the way that I learn is that I come at things from different points of view. And as a comfort, I research a lot of things. And so, like with metalsmithing, I had to learn from many different people in order to find what was right for me. And so that kind of plays into what we're going to be showing today because we got some lovely sapphires, y'all. How'd you like that smooth segue? Did you get the whiplash?
I was like, what? How did that happen?
Did you
Where'd we
like
get there
that?
from there? Here from there.
I know. Was that slick or was that not that slick? Anyways, let's I see there's a lot of comments, and I apologize for skirting over them because I really do feel as though you all have very important voices, and you know that we always try to read every single comment that comes through for good or for worse. Sometimes it's really off-putting when somebody's like, "Where's my order?" and you're like, "Dude, I can't do nothing about that. I'm on the TV right now." So anyways, for better or for worse, we always try to read all of the comments. And after this live is over and after the creative make along is over, I'm going to go through and try to respond.
And if you're in the creative make along, you can all chat with us. So join us in the design challenge group for the creative make along tonight, 7 to 9 p.m.
I'm gonna have to put some pants on.
We're gonna have to book it up to the cottage. Quick.
I know. Put the hard pants on and go.
Our kits are up there to work with.
Correct. All right, let's do this.
All right.
Flip it.
Flip it. I got a kit.
Who's ready?
Burn. Oh, okay.
Not me.
You're not ready?
No.
Let's see. Whoop. Come on.
Flipping.
Are we still here? I think everybody's still here.
He got overexcited.
I was just trying to make it move.
I know. And there you go.
I think we're here.
Donna says, put those pants on. I have coverings on the lower portion. It's not like free for all up in here. It's not that kind of show, Donna. Maybe I was like, maybe I should, but actually no, y'all. That's how a quick way to be poor. Unless I have a very specific clientele. They're like, I love Mr. Miyagi. Get me some of that Mr. Miyagi chicken. And that's an inside joke. I was walking around the mall once in like 1994, and this dude was so clearly bored of his job. And so he would say things. He was like offering samples, but he'd be like, Mr. Miyagi chicken. And you're like, what did he just say? Did he just say what I think he just said? But anyways, I digress.
I don't have a calculator.
I have one. All right, y'all. Who's ready? I'm ready. So just so you know, how we're going to factor this in is that when we were in Tucson, we found a lot of lovely sapphires. These are sapphire cabochons, which means that they have a flat back on they have a flat back on the backs of them. So they're good if you're going to do bezel setting. If you want to embed them in epoxy clay, you can. I probably wouldn't, but because they are really beautiful and nice. Not to say that you can't do that with really beautiful and nice things, but if you are into bead embroidery, this might be for you. There's a lot of different things that you can do with cabochons. I love them dearly, and we agonized for hours on picking which one is the right one for us. And so What we've decided is that because we bought them by the carat weight, so we're going to sell them by the carat weight. Normally, what we do is kind of average things out and kind of do it like that. But they're so unique and so different. And each one has a different shape, different color, different transparency. So it really didn't make sense to average them out. So how we're doing this is it's $2 a carat, and tell them, William, about if they order tonight.
If you place your order tonight, we'll put up the little banner here. You're going to send us take down the lot number, send us a screenshot with the lot number, however you want to do that. And if you do purchase before 5 p.m. tomorrow, that's Saturday, Friday, the 18th, before 5 p.m. Eastern time, you get 10% off, like we've been doing for all of our Tucson lots, well, most of our Tucson lots.
Yeah, so it's a little extra saving. It's our way of saying thank you for watching, and to show that we appreciate all of your love and dedication, and especially now. Not like we weren't appreciative before, but even more so now that we're striking it out on our own. Like,
back to being on our own again. There has to be a song about that, I'm sure.
it's called All by Myself. No,
Celine.
no, it's not, because she don't want to be by herself. Anyways, so we've got a lot of lovely things. Hand one over. Red Rover, send this one over. All right, I don't know how this is going to show up because they are in a cellophane bag. I think we'll be here until the end of time if I take them out of the bags. Just know that they're faceted on the top. That's called rose cut, where they facet it so that it kind of shows off. Normally, rose cuts are done. William's like, I'm not afraid. Okay.
I'll do it for you while I get them ready. That way it'll be easier.
All right.
So I think they're better to see.
So these ones are very lovely. I have to also find the right distance. Nice. So these sapphires, they're in matching pairs. All of the sapphires that we're going to be showing tonight are pairs. This one is lot TS1 and is $10.90.
These are good prices, y'all.
Yeah, because I've spent double that on one, let alone on a matching pair.
And these are flat backed, so they're easy to set.
Yeah, easier.
If you do gemstone setting, bezel setting for rings or earrings, these are super easy compared to having a
pointy back
or a pointy back.
And I could get into all of that with the girdle and pavilion and the coulee, which means the butt, y'all. The butt. I didn't make that up. All right, so this is lot TS1. This one is 5.45 carats of this pink sapphire. Now, I know that a lot of people think when they think of sapphire, they usually think blue. And they do come in blue, but they come in all different colors. And so they come in a rainbow of colors, which I love because it's my birthstone. So I feel like I'm the luckiest kid on the block because I have a gemstone that comes in a full rainbow. And the other thing about sapphires is that they are a harder stone. They're a part of the corundum family, and the corundum family is sapphires and rubies. They're basically the same thing, except rubies have more iron, so they become more red. And depending on what other minerals are around them, they could become different colors also. But they are a hard stone. So what that means is that if you have a hard stone like a sapphire or a ruby or a diamond or something like that, they get what's called a hard sparkle. And what that means is that when I show this in the light like this, you can see those little facets a lot better, and they show up as points of light. And how that happens is that it's a harder stone, so it holds the facets better. If you were to facet, say, a jade or like a uh, turquoise or howlite, oftentimes those have very uh, soft facets where the edges are not as crisp and clean, and so they don't make that kind of brilliant point of light. So sapphires are great because they have a hard sparkle, and you can see that pretty clearly. All right. All right, let's do the next one. All right, this is lot number TS2. It is currently $13.40. This is a lovely kind of orangey. There's a little hint of this yellowish green along them. These are kind of like a trapezoidal shape, kind of bigger on the bottom and smaller on top. I don't know what that's like. And yeah, so these ones are 6.7 carats, and these are a kind of matching pair. It's cut from the same kind of stone. So there you go. Lot TS2, 1340. And like William said, if you order before tomorrow's, we're not having our tomorrow's live, but if you order before tomorrow, when a live would be taking place, if we did one
Eastern time,
then you will save 10% off. And you know what to do. You can send us a screenshot, or you can send us an email, and we'll invoice you and take care of you that way.
Until you see TS9, everybody. Oh.
Give me TS3, please.
There you go.
Ooh, mommy. Ooh, daddy. Ooh, white daddy. So these ones, I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see that. We've got these different lights, but I don't know if you can see the full color of these. I hate to put too many lights because then you can't see. Well, it's tricky, y'all. So these are kind of a bluish gray with a little hint of yellow on the tip, or a little bit of that orange. So it's a bluish gray sapphire, the most of it. It is 8.05 carats, lot TS3. It's $16.10. Teresa said, sapphires are in my engagement ring. I like them better than diamonds. Julie says, very dark, hard to see. There it is. I guess zoom in.
There's not much else we can do, unfortunately.
And these ones are not necessarily super transparent, so you're not going to be able to see, because they have inclusions in them. You're not going to be able to see through them. So you kind of that's the color.
Yeah, it's like a gray sapphire. It's beautiful. Great blue.
All right. So this is lot TS4. This one is more translucent, and I think you can see that. This one is a little bit of a champagne color on the right, and the one on the left has a little bit of that green. It also has the very tip, the very point of that has a little bit of a chatoyance. And that's called a cat's eye effect, and it's a little bit on the greener side. So this one is lot TS4. It's 15.75 carats and is $31.50. Harry says, I made my wife's engagement ring with 6-carat oval blue sapphires 40 years ago. Oh, wonderful. Susan says, I have a gray sapphire pendant that I love. Oh, good. Did I make it? Because I'm.
He's made some sapphire pendants.
I made lots of sapphire pendants. Miriam says blue diamonds are pretty spectacular. Yeah, and you should know that all blue sapphires are synthetic. So, just so you know.
Oh, what?
Not blue sapphires, blue diamonds.
Not sapphires.
So lot TS5 is for this trapezoidal pair. This is kind of a caramelly color. It's on the orange spectrum. I don't want to get it too close to the camera because it'll be fuzzy. It is 9.85 carats. It's lot TS5 for $19.70. And if you are like, if you're like, oh, I'm not going to risk it. I need better. I need more clarity. You can send us an email and ask us to take pictures, and we will definitely try to accommodate you. The only issue is that you may lose out because somebody who doesn't necessarily need a studio photo can claim it out from under you. So just be mindful that if you ask for more pictures, you may run the risk of losing out. But we're always happy to help shine a light on
honestly,
things.
everyone, the prices for these,
They're priced to sell.
yeah, these are these are good prices.
Correct.
Because we've shopped for stones for rings and stuff before.
I've for matching earring sets all day long. Now, also the cool thing is if you don't want to make earrings, you don't necessarily have to. So I've bought matching sets, and then I've used one and then saved the other one for another project. So if you want to make this into a ring, you could make that into a ring. This is lot TS6, and it's $14.60 for a 7.3 carats of these gray blue sapphires. And these have like a silky kind of gray. It's a light storm cloud. The building electricity. So I hope you all enjoy that. Susan says there is supposed to be a diamond substitute coming to the marketplace that is virtually undetectable from the real thing. So while I was in Tucson, I actually attended a lecture from a gemologist who was talking about this, and he was selling natural diamonds. So of course his opinion on the lab grown diamonds was not how you say very favorable, but in my mind you get what you want, and if you like it, then that's what's important.
Right.
It doesn't matter what a gemologist says about it. It's what makes you happy.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is lot TS7 for $25.70. This is for 12.85 carats of these. These are more translucent. They're clear with a little bit of yellow, kind of a golden yellow shot through it. Believe it or not, when they had clear sapphires, they used to throw them away, which blows my mind because I love them. I use these. I set pictures behind clear stones. A lot of times I'll set antique tintypes and daguerreotypes behind a clear crystal or sapphire in this case. And the inclusions kind of augment and kind of enhance it in my mind. But anyways, it breaks my heart to think of all this clear sapphires that got pitched in the trash. But you can be a part and save this beautiful pair of transparent. Don't let them go homeless. Adopt them today. And then I would sing to you a Sarah McLachlan song, In the Arms of the Angel, but then y'all don't want to experience that, I bet. All right, so let's do lot number TS8, and then I'll bring up the penny so you can also see it a little bit easier, the size comparison. And if you ever need more of a definitive answer about sizes, just let us know and I can grab the calipers real quick. But we are kind of moving fast because we have the creative make-along that's starting in 1 hour. So hopefully
it takes us about 20 minutes just to get to the cottage.
To just do one stone. So this is lot TS8. It's for $17.30. This is a beautiful kind of blushy pink color in a teardrop shape. It is faceted. There is a slight inclusion on the one on the left at the top. And I think that just adds to the character. I know sometimes when people are picking stones, there's this old kind of thought that the clearer a stone is, the more rare and valuable it is, and maybe that's so. But I also think that if it looks like glass, then people are just going to think it's glass. So I like stones that have a lot of character and movement and energy to them. So this is lot TS9. It's sold for $15.70. These are a faceted rectangular shape. These kind of have a bluish, kind of greenish, slightly grayish color with a little bit of saffron with a couple of inclusions in there. I think those are very attractive.
I like these ones a lot. They're like a storm cloud.
I love them. And there's a lot of people who you can draw inspiration from who are working in gemstones right now. Doreen Mentok, she's a really wonderful artist, and she works with a lot of sapphire cabochons. Susan Leonard is a metalsmith and yoga kind of guru, based out of the Cleveland, Ohio area. And she's working a lot in gemstones and makes some really beautiful things. Rosie Revolver is also, so there's a lot of people that you can look for inspiration if you get these and you're like, what do I do with them? And Susan's actually come out with a book just recently called Intentional Metalsmithing. And you can take that book and take these sapphires and make something of your very own. All right, so this is lot TS10. This is a beautiful kind of denim blue on the one on the left.
Almost purple.
And the one on the right has more of a kind of a lavendery, purpley color. I just love these.
I wish we could take them off of the white card because I think that throws off
the color.
Every time. That's why we never use a white background for things.
Yeah, it's hard to see these. We understand. And they do look better in person, let me tell you. But if we peel this off, this show would take about 10 hours. And then you'll be like, oh my gosh, is he really going to show that one stone for half an hour? So this is lot TS11, and it's currently being sold for $19.30 unless you buy them before tomorrow, and then you'll get an additional 10% off. These are a beautiful pinky champagne color. These have a ton of chatoyance on them. So when I say chatoyance in like a cat's eye effect, it's almost like a star sapphire where you get to see that the layers of the there are layers, and when you cut through those layers, it creates kind of an optical illusion. And so that's happening on some of those. And they look almost silvery. That color,
yeah, they do.
That even though they're kind of a blushy pink color, they almost look silvery because of that chatoyance. But it also depends on what light that you use. And also if you cut the backs out of your bezel sets. And I don't know how well these will do because we sell mostly stuff that has holes in it.
We know a lot of you out there bought cabs from us before.
Yeah, so maybe you'll buy some more.
Boy, these are
deep. These are almost, I would say, rubies, because they are such a deep burgundy red. There's shocks of white through it, which is pretty cool. So you have that little bit of red, almost like a wine red, and not a what kind of wine? Claret.
That'd be like a claret, probably. Yeah, I'd say
a claret with hints of that icy white and then speckles of dark black. This is lot TS12. It is only, can you believe this, y'all?
You can buy rubies and sapphires for $8.90.
Holy guacamole,
you put those in a ring, you don't have to do a lot of work to make the ring.
Wow.
I mean, it is work.
Relative.
But that stone, that's going to sell your ring for nice money.
Correct. I want to keep that maybe.
Susan S., what's the difference between a pink sapphire and a ruby?
Whoever's selling it to you.
Yeah. Whatever they want to call it. Most people, if it has any type of pink, they're going to call it a sapphire. Or a ruby. Yeah.
Or a pink. Like these ones are definitely, they're a little bit thinner. And this one is not, there's a little bit of a rough spot at the top of the one on the right. So if you get lot TS13, just be aware of that. But these have a beautiful color, and if you bezel set it, it will basically disappear. So also, if you want, there's a tool that I covet. It's available on the from Ani, and it's called the Jewel Tool.
Oh, he keeps talking about this, y'all.
And there's there's a grit of a little one of the wheels that they sell that you can smooth out any kind of sharp points. So if you do have a stone and it breaks or it's not perfectly smoothed out on one edge, you can just quickly zip and then it's gone and perfectly
But before you
smooth.
buy this tool or look for it, y'all, it's not cheap. And so you want to be, you don't want just one stone to have this issue that you go buy this tool.
Well, if you do buy it, we'll put
Andrew
an
says-
affiliate link. You
Andrew-
can buy it for me. No, no.
They're worth it if you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you don't want to just buy this one stone for $9 and then go buy a jewel tool to fix it.
If you want, if you can do it, do it. Why not? It's not going to go bad. Also, there's a wonderful class coming up at Touchstone Center for Crafts in Farmington, Pennsylvania this year. It's taught by our friend Erica Boas. I think that's how you say her last name. And it's all about augmenting stones and changing them. So if you buy one and you want to be like all fancy, come to Pennsylvania and take a class with her. Tell her that I sent you. So these ones, TS14, are sold for $12.50. These are a beautiful, beautiful blue, silvery blue gray color. And it's got more hints of blue, but it also has a lot of chatoyance, so it comes across as silver. One thing I will say that whenever you set a stone is to look at it from different angles, because when they're placing these on the card, they're just kind of placing them on the card. But depending on how you intend on wearing that stone, it will determine how chatoyant it is, or how sparkly it is, or how much color is.
Like when I hold it this way and you see it in the camera, there's barely any chatoyance. You hold it this way and you start seeing those flashes.
Yeah, you can definitely see it. So this is lot TS14, and it is $12.50.
Good pricing, y'all.
I know. If these don't sell, I would be happy to keep them.
Andrew's gonna be making lots of rings.
Or just to admire them to make my birthstone happiness. So these are lot TS15. They're currently being offered at $19.70. These have a beautiful ruby kind of red with black kind of inclusions. These are semi-translucent, so if you have an open back or you polish the back, you will definitely kind of pick up that in the inside of this stone. And I'll show that next to a penny if you want. And like we said, we can measure things if you want, but it just takes longer. All right. Up next is lot TS16, currently on offer for $17.30 for this pair of matching blue-green with little hints of yellow. These actually remind me of William's eyeball holes.
I think they're a little bluer than mine.
Depends on your mood. His eyeballs change colors. And also depending on what he's wearing. So these are 8.65 carats, and these have a beautiful, easy to set shape. And what I mean by that is there's not a lot of points. Some people are really skilled at setting things with like a pointed part, but me, I like it where it's all smooth all around, and then you don't have to mess around with that.
Rounded. Speaking of points.
Like these. These ones are lot TS17. They're currently on offer for $19.30. And what color would you call that?
I don't know. It's like a party color. There's like pink in here.
And when he says party, it's not like I'm gonna have a party. It means there's multicolors in one stone.
Yeah, so there's like blue across here and in here. There's pink rose color in here. There's yellow through here. This is like a nice light rainbowy stone.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lovely shape too. And
useful shape. People like squares.
If you're having trouble determining what you want to do with it, and there are people who will set stones for you. I will not. So just so you know, we don't have that in our bandwidth to currently do that.
No.
But if you look on the internet and you say, I have these sapphires, I want them set, there are a multitude of people who will want that kind of business.
Sandra, yes, these are all cabochons. They're all flat back.
Mm-hmm.
So they're easier to work with for a lot of people being flat back.
I know you've expressed interest in stone setting, and that is something that you could easily do with these. Now, this is lot TS18. This is 6.85 carats. It's currently on offer for $13.70. This is kind of a purpley pink, kind of gray color.
A ruby color.
Like a very light ruby.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra says, good to know. I just arrived. Yeah, there's another wonderful book that just came out. It's from Corky Bolton of the Metalsmith Society. And it's about metalsmithing. And one of the things that I love about her book is that it's almost crowdsourced in the sense that people from all over share their tips and tricks of how they do their metalsmithing. And so I learned stuff. I've taken classes from world famous metalsmiths, and I even picked up things from that. So it's definitely a wonderful resource, and I definitely recommend it. So this is lot TS19. It is $11. It's kind of like those ghosts on Pac-Man.
The shape, you mean?
Kind of.
Little one rounded corner on the rectangle.
Yeah.
If they had
I don't know how to describe that shape.
It's like a boulder almost or something. I don't know. That's what I look at it like.
It's not quite a
Looks
tombstone.
like a cliff.
But you could. And I guess it also depends. Like,
the color's beautiful in these. Though.
Yeah. Is it Pennsylvania shaped?
Is it?
I don't know.
The color is almost like these ones, but darker.
So there's that blue with that hint of kind of a muted pink, like a pastel.
Rosy pink in there.
And then that kind of, I don't know, that it's like an earthy clear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you call that. Water?
Pond scum clear?
No.
It doesn't sound good, but it kind of is that.
No, don't say that.
Don't say that.
But I love these. This is lot TS19, currently available for $11, and you save 10% off.
Yep, if you order by tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Sandra says, my friend just bought that book for Christmas for me. I was so happy. She knows I want to get into metalsmithing. Well, come on up, Sandra.
Sandra, you need to come up to the cottage with us.
And then you get more than you want. Ask Helen. I made her do stuff the hard way. But I think you learn better that way, at least the first couple times.
And you get to pick through the whole thing. Look at all these. You could be here picking through these.
Hopefully these sell.
I know.
So lot TS20 is currently available for $19.40. This is 9.7 carats, and it's a beautiful orangey pink. Mm-hmm. So I would say almost kind of like a hessonite garnet, but a little bit different. These are all sapphires, by the way. And as you look through our current offerings that we have available, you can see the really, really wide spectrum that these are available. So me too. If those don't sell, I'm going to keep them. Just so you know.
Now, we have more of these, everybody. Maybe we'll do more on Monday. We'll see how these sell.
Maybe. We might do the thing that I said we were going to do tonight, but then I needed more time to get prepared for that.
Yeah,
so
I actually lost track of them. That was my fault. So we'll look at them maybe on Monday. And we're also this weekend going to be going through gemstones and starting to sort those Tucson Desert Discovery lots. So we'll be handing those off to Barb probably on Monday, at least some of them. And then we'll start working on gemstones next
Look how
week,
good
too.
those look.
Oh, I like those a lot. That green.
I could just
that's my
puke. They're
color.
so beautiful.
This one especially with the more green in it.
I know his eyes are flashing
that's
at
my
it.
eye right there.
Yeah. If that doesn't sell, I'm keeping it. These ones, if they don't sell, I'm keeping it. These are like a blue color.
Yeah, stormy blue.
If these ones don't sell, I'm keeping them. So, anyways, don't feel as though you can't get them because I'm happy to share. Because guess what? I bought a lot.
There's more, y'all.
But these are the ones that we picked for tonight.
Yeah.
Amanda says, I'm so excited about the Tucson boxes. So are we. It's just a little bit more daunting to go through them than...
It was impossible to keep them separate while he was shopping.
No.
So now we have to go through everything he bought and sort it all out because he bought with a lot of you in mind.
And so there's hundreds and hundreds of strands to go through of gemstones and stuff. So anyways, it's a big project and we're going to do that this weekend.
Yep. All right, we got to go.
All right, what time is it?
It's 20 after 6 and we have to be up at the cottage by 7 to start and be ready to start the creative make-along on Zoom. So if you don't know where that link is, you can go to the events tab on the Allegory Gallery Facebook page, or you can go to the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group on Facebook and go to the pinned featured section, and you'll see the links to the creative make-along on Zoom. What that is, if you don't know, is where we get together on Zoom. We can actually see your faces if you show it. You can see your face hole and hear your voice because we have images in our heads of what y'all sound like sometimes and look like, for those of you who don't have pictures. And it's so interesting to see you actually in person. We love it. So you can actually speak back to us instead of just commenting like you do.
I know.
You can hang out in the Zoom. We hang out for 2 hours, 7 to 9 p.m. tonight, Eastern time. And we just hang out and we make stuff. Hopefully you're using some of our beads. The theme of tonight, for those paying attention and using the themes, is the Allegory Gallery Design Challenge Mix Amethyst. So if you have that kit, you can use that tonight. That's what we'll be working with. But you can also use any beads you got from us. And if you don't have anything from us yet, because you're brand new to us, you can join in and just hang out and make stuff with what you've got. Also, just so you know, we do broadcast this live in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group. So if you're in the Zoom meeting, you will be shown on Facebook. Just know that.
But it's a closed...
It is an open group.
It's an open group,
so
but
anybody can see.
Only us, mostly.
Yeah, I mean, if people find you, you're going to be seen. But the other part to that is, like, I'm not afraid, but because we go live all the time. But I like to warn people. The other part of that is if you do not want to join on the Zoom, you can comment in the group. And
we try to keep up with
it, but it is harder. So please know that if you are not in the Zoom and you're making text comments, we may miss it because we're so busy chatting with each other in the group. So Susan says, if I join in, don't be scared. I'm makeup free right now. That's okay.
Me too.
We all are.
Too.
We all are.
Amanda says match faces with voices. We could play a game. Everybody black out their screen and then you can guess who's talking. That seems like it's a game show.
Right.
And be like, these are people from your life. Do you know who this is?
Right.
Grandma
Jermaine says, for my Tucson box, I prefer quality over quantity. Good to know.
Well, I picked out some good stuff, y'all.
Yeah, he did.
So
there's some quality and some quantity for some people.
I got both.
Right. And it's all quality. Even the quantity is quality.
Correct. Julie says, where is the link for the Zoom? It is.
So you can go to our Facebook page, Allegory Gallery, find our page, go to the events tab. And in the event, there's an entire event made for it, and there will be a link. There will be a button in the Facebook event. Facebook makes us make events now. So there will be a link in that event that says go to the link, or I forget what else it says. It says something on the desktop and something else on the phones. But you can also go into this group, Allegory Gallery Design Challenges, and there is a link that I pinned that event to the featured tab at the top of that group.
It's a little bit confusing, but that's for your safety because
Well, for all of us.
because if we post a link and it's if we posted that, for example, on the AG page, just a random, like the open one, then you may get people who show you their privates.
Yeah, because it's a Zoom link. We try to bury it a little bit in events and things so that if people come by, because the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group is open to anybody, even if they just want to view it and not partake. So if that link were out in the open, anybody who happened across it could click on it. And we don't need,
peepers. Either kind.
Right. In the Zoom meeting. So we try to avoid that by burying it a little bit and we don't want to close up the design challenge group, because the idea of that is even if you're not ready to participate yet, you can still see what people do and kind of have a vibe.
Can check it out.
All right. So we got to get going.
Helen says, see you soon.
Let's see here. Amanda says, by Friday night, I'm wired and I look pretty haggard. Me too. You saw me today. I look tired.
Basically, William has started doing this thing where we eat mostly salad now. And so I'm like, am I going crazy or am I just hungry? And so
a little bit of both.
Maybe.
These days.
I feel like, is this stress or is this hunger? And then my stomach is always growling now. So if you hear my stomach going gwah, gwah,
that's because he hasn't eaten yet today, folks.
Correct. I didn't get my morsel of lettuce today, so lettuce and beets.
Andrew's just gonna have to cook by himself from now on.
I know, he's trying to do the healthy thing, and
I feel good on it, and my eczema's going down a little bit, some that I have, and I feel good.
That's good. Maybe you just have to get used to the hunger pains, and then
no hunger pains once you get used. I do eat some chips and stuff at night. Okay, everybody, we'll see you on the design and the creative Zoom make.
Susan said, "Don't need no papers." Correct.
That's right. So if you want to join us, join us. If not, we'll see you back here on our Live at 5 on Monday. We're not going to turn the camera around because these are prettier than us right now.
Susan says, Ridio made pizza for lunch. Go send some over.
You had pizza last night. I broke out.
SOS. Pizza bat signal, y'all.
And you know what he has for tonight?
Burgers.
Veggie burgers. So don't act like he doesn't eat. Everybody.
And my stomach starts growling and my mouth starts watering from this. All right, bye.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.
See you soon.